But first, we're going to be joined by Dr. Ben Carson. I want you to see how he ended his closing statement, how he gave his closing statement at the debate last night.
Please think of our founding fathers as you listen. We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the benefits of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution of the United States of America. Folks, it's not too late. Enough said.
A very unique way to give a closing statement, the preamble to the Constitution. Dr. Carson joins us right now. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. Good to be with you again.
Okay, what made you choose that as your closing statement?
Because I wanted to contrast where we were versus the original intent, to help people to recognize that it's our responsibility to maintain and to continue to keep the American dream alive.
Fair enough. Let me ask you about the debate itself. Of course, Donald Trump did not show up. The ratings did fall off from previous debates, especially the last Fox debate. Are you disappointed at all in Donald Trump?
No, not at all. I was, glad that he wasn't there, because when he is there, he becomes the center of attention, and they asked him most of the questions. Even though, I maybe got one extra question, they still weren't very equitable with their questioning. But nevertheless, it's any question I can get is a good one. So
he definitely changed the landscape, and you think it was a favorable, good thing for you in your case? Yeah,
in my case it was, absolutely.
But
I still I'm not particularly happy with the format, because they don't pay much attention to equitability in terms of time distribution.
Yeah, I think you had like 6 minutes compared to some who had double that. Let me ask you, Michael Reagan, certainly Ronald Reagan's son and very well respected conservative, has written an article in the New Hampshire Union Leader blasting Donald Trump, not a true conservative. You've been a conservative for a long, long time. Do you feel that are you concerned about Donald Trump's lack of a conservative record?
Well, I think maybe people put too much emphasis on labels. Are you a conservative? Are you liberal? Are you moderate? What are you? I think what would be really better is to delve deeply into one's beliefs. Why not, examine him? Say, what is your feeling about life? When does life begin? What are your feelings about marriage? What constitutes, a normal relationship? What is an abnormal relationship? Question him on these things and see what he says. That would seem to be an easier thing to do.
Do you think that that's the reason he stayed away yesterday? There's been speculation that he didn't want to face specifically the abortion question.
I don't know. I don't think it's because he was afraid of Megyn Kelly.
How do you think she did? How do you think Megyn Kelly did?
I think they all did a fine job, other than not asking you enough questions.
All right, right. Let me, Ted Cruz, ever since Donald Trump tried to impugn your integrity or attempted to impugn your integrity, Ted Cruz seems to have benefited from that. You never really struck back force, with great force and maybe passion at Donald Trump for doing that. At least that's what some say. Do you regret not doing that? Do you think that Donald Trump undermined you by attacking your integrity and that it has benefited Ted Cruz?
Well, it wasn't just him. I mean, there were a lot of attacks in the media at that time, almost simultaneously. The West Point story, the Temper story, the Yale psychology class story, all came out within a week of each other. And every single one of them has been debunked, of course. They never come back and state that, though, of course, because, and then you had the Benghazi, not the Benghazi, but the San Bernardino and the Paris attacks, all flowed together. And a narrative was being painted that a nice person really can't deal with ISIS, can't deal with radical Islamic terrorists in an appropriate way. So, you know, it was sort of like a perfect storm. And that's something that I've had to then fight back. Most people, I don't think, would have survived all of that, but I'm still here, and we're fighting back, and we're going to rise again.
One more. Who do you think got the better of the immigration debate last night between Rubio and Cruz when they played their own words against them?
Well, you know, I think they were both damaged in that exchange significantly. I think maybe Christie got the best of it.
Christie, really?
By saying, you know, you guys just looked at these videos, and now you see what's wrong with Washington. You need somebody to come and interpret the Washington speak for you because they're telling you not to believe your eyes.
Yeah.
I thought he did a pretty good job of that.
All right, Doctor, listen, we wish you the best of luck on Monday, and we hope to speak to you after that. Thank you very much, sir.
All right, take care now.